Hello everyone, I'm Randy Dillon.
I'm Segie Chatwell.
And welcome back after a few weeks of the Segs and Rans
Wrestling show. I'm back.
Yes, he is. So we have a lot to talk about. We haven't done a show in a while. There's so much happening in the world of WWE. The big thing in WWE right now that can be described in one word. Goldberg. Goldberg. Do you agree, Ziggy?
I do. Yeah, it's great to see him back. I mean, obviously it's been a while, but it's just great to see him back. And as we know, the match has been announced for Survivor Series, so...
In Toronto as well. That's a surprising landing spot.
But I do think it's a little bit soon. Like, we did discuss this earlier, and we're like, is he ready? It's been 12 years. He's maybe had one match since then, or maybe two.
I don't know.
In 12 years, so is he going to be ready for Lesnar in a few weeks of training at the Performance Center? I think he needs a bit more time.
I guess time will tell, but we will talk more of the upcoming weeks. But that is the big news, no doubt about it. Now, we got SmackDown. We had No Mercy happen a couple of weeks back. I thought it was a good pay-per-view. Ziggy, what do you say?
No, it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
No Mercy was good, and I have to say, good job again, Blue Team.
Yeah, I gotta say the Blue Team kicked the Red Team butt. As much as they don't want to admit it, it is true. So with No Mercy, we have the matches to talk about. We had Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger, round 2. Better ending, I thought. Now we see the feud is done. Do you agree, Ziggy, or...?
Yeah, no, we do. I mean, obviously, the next night, I believe, or Tuesday night on SmackDown.
I think about a week or two after.
Yeah, they had that another match, and let's be honest, Baron Corbin just completely whooped Jack Swagger's ass. I mean, it's nice Jack Swagger's on SmackDown, but you just took away all his worth straight away there.
Exactly.
So, but hopefully it's over.
Yep, we'll see what happens next. Now, another feud that over, we saw Rhino and Heath Slater beat the Usos again, third time, so hopefully... The Usos, they don't get a chance for a while. They got beaten by the guy 3 times in a row.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with that. I think, Usos need to do some build-up again. Great look, great music, understand where they're coming from, but let's start winning some guys. Like, come on.
No, that's fair enough. And SmackDown, and also with No Mercy, you had Carmella versus Nikki Bella. Good step in the direction for Carmella. A good match. Nikki Bella winning, the veteran she is. But now the feud just dragging on. It's just like a snoozer, unfortunately.
Sorry, what?
He agrees with me.
Oh, so yeah, yes, about Carmella. No, don't get me wrong, women are great. We love them to bits. Like, they're doing a great job, especially with Nikki in a bad neck. She's taking all the bumps and bruises, great, but guys, what are you doing?
Yeah,
Where is it going?
How are they going to build up to this? And also, we saw Becky Lynch. She couldn't perform at No Mercy. She's going to be facing Alexa Bliss in 2 weeks on SmackDown. We saw Alexa Bliss lose Naomi, which I was not happy about. No, get me wrong, I'm a big Alexa Bliss fan. She's small and fierce. Who wouldn't like that? But losing to Naomi clean, not a big fan of that. I'm glad she was able to beat Naomi again. And now we see the build-up between her and Becky Lynch SmackDown, which I thought was brilliant. She did everything a classic heel would do. Do you agree, Ziggy?
No, agree, definitely. Like, she threw under the bus, made up all these stories, did all these great things. But the one thing missing from it, and I would like to know, is 2 things, really. One, where does Naomi go now? Because she's won 1 and she's lost 1, so technically they need a rubber match.
Fair enough.
That's one. Did she beat the one-on-one contender, so she should be involved a little bit.
Yeah, possibly.
Considering she never got a shot. 2, Becky Lynch. We know you were injured. We know you don't really want to disclose it. We know you kind of said something about having something removed. Was it a cyst? Was it this? Like, in social media today, people want to know. So it's just like, oh, I had an operation. For what?
Fair enough. And it's going to be in Becky's hometown in Scotland, right?
Yeah, Scotland, so, near her hometown.
Near her hometown, so she'll have the big home crowd fan cheering for her, so it'll be a good clash between these two.
Definitely.
We saw Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton finally collide with No Mercy with each other, and then we saw the reunition of the Wyatt family again. Now, the Wyatt family, they break up, they get back together. They're like a bad couple, honestly. I don't want to say that, but it's true. Like, they are a dominant faction in the WWE, but it's interesting where they're going to keep going.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, obviously, when we first started the Wyatt family, there was 3 of them.
And then
it went down to 1 because they all separated. Then it went back to 3. Then they added Braun Strowman to make it 4, and Braun Strowman is now on his own, being very dominant on Raw. Let's be honest. So they're back to 3, and then right now it's 2 again because Eric Rowan's nowhere to be seen.
Yeah.
And then he'll show up again. There'll be 3 again. So, guys, what are you doing with them? Please make something. Like, let's do something.
Exactly. And now they add Kane into the mix. It's getting a little confusing. We see on SmackDown. Randy Orton says he's joined them. I don't think that's true.
Can't beat them. Join them.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's getting a little confusing here in my view. We saw Dolph Ziggler stay in the WWE, and he and The Miz put on an epic match. Like, I'm going to clap for both of them right here. Great match between these two. I'm hoping now Ziggler gets some heat. He holding on that IC title for a while. And now the big question is, where is The Miz going to go from here?
Yeah, no, it looks a little bit confusing because I know he brought the Spirit Squad in to, make fun of Dolph and stuff, and we don't know if, the Spirit Squad's got a full-time contract or they're just coming for a few matches.
Fair enough.
Kenny looks great. We know he's a bodybuilder and stuff. He looks great. Mikey, wondering what happened there.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it looks really mismatched. You have a guy who's wearing a suit, looking very polished, and then you have two guys bouncing around like two clowns.
Yeah, they're like his bodyguard, but really, they're right. They're like two jokes. I'm sorry to say. The way they look, they're like two jokes.
But to add to that, Dolph Ziggler is doing absolutely amazing.
Oh,
Thank you for finally giving him the push he deserves.
Exactly, and putting a tremendous match as well.
Mm-hmm.
We also saw AJ Styles retain against John Cena and Dean Ambrose. Great match, and I like how they're going with this AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose feud because they had the match, AJ won, then they brought John Cena in to push the traction off Dean and AJ. Now they're going back, and now they added James Ellsworth in the mix. What do they say? The chin that can win?
Yes, exactly. And we talked about this in WWE. We want to say this. We're saying, I am, picture of James Ellsworth, and maybe put James Ellsworth underneath, and on the back, hashtag.
Chin that can win.
Exactly. So, we're asking for some royalties if you do that.
A quarter. That's all we're asking for.
Yeah, exactly. Like, top-selling T-shirt on WWE Shop. I mean...
Over Goldberg.
Exactly. And I'm a Goldberg fan. I want Goldberg's T-shirt. But congratulations to James Ellsworth for that. But... obviously, there's talk if they're going to sign to a full-time contract.
We'll see. I guess
we'll see.
The question is, how is the James Ellsworth going to play part in the AJ Styles versus Dean Ambrose feud going forward? Because we thought he cost Dean a shot to beat AJ. I'm assuming these two will have a match in Survivor Series in a couple of weeks, but only time will tell. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Moving on to Raw, we got Hell in a Cell pay-per-view coming up this Sunday. Dun dun dun. Hell in a Cell, I always think of The Undertaker. Who do you think of Hell in a Cell?
Taker, Shawn Michaels, Mick Foley, or Mankind.
Mankind.
And some of Triple H.
Hey, you can think of Cactus Jack as well. Don't forget that.
Exactly.
But some great people in the Hell in a Cell. We got some matches upcoming on the kickoff show. You have a six-man tag team match for 6 cruiserweights. Now, I'm happy the cruiserweights are getting the chance. They've done a great job. We saw the classic in the tournament. Hopefully, they keep building up.
Yeah, no, agreed. I mean, it's great you're giving them a push, but let's be honest, it's just kind of, I'm going to say it feels like you just mesh it together and say, hey, here's some cruiserweights. And that's what you did last time with the cruiserweights, and that's what everyone was annoyed at. So please, guys, don't do that, because I think you got great people like Cedric Alexander, Tony Nese, who looks amazing, Drew Gulak. These are guys you can actually build on. They have mic skills.
Exactly.
Use them.
No, fair enough. And now, another match at Hell in a Cell is the Diva match, Bayley versus Dana Brooke. Now, I think this is actually Dana Brooke's big one-on-one match in the W. So good for her, but I wasn't happy what happened on Raw. Ziggy, explain why.
Okay, so let's put it this way. You had a lovely rematch happening, and then you just did what's it called?
An arm
wrestling match, which, let's be honest, that's a Mark Henry thing. And no offense to Mark Henry, he pulls it off well, because he's the world's strongest man. But I understand Dana Brooke is one of the strongest divas, but we've been there and done that, and it's technically taking the Divas Revolution and doing this. They're going here, you're going here.
One of those silly things that didn't work. Hopefully, the match we see with these two, they can go in a great direction, and we can all forget about that.
Hopefully, yeah, because we don't want to go back to the days of lingerie matches. I mean, we all love it as guys, but let's be honest, that's what it was.
We want to see the wrestling. We have a tag team match. Gallows and Anderson versus Enzo Amore and Big Cass.
Why is Gallows Anderson not tag team champions?
I don't know. The slap on the head explains it big way.
Like, guys, what are you doing? I mean, not to the wrestlers. I understand creative is doing something, God knows what, but they should be champions. This should be a championship match. The fact that you've dropped Gallows and Anderson as being champions makes no sense, because they were dominant every time.
And the fact that they're dominating every tag team on Raw, you've seen it. They attacked R-Truth and Goldust. They attacked Enzo and Cass. So the fact is, these guys are pissed, and they have a reason to.
Yeah, so that's one. Number two, Cass and Enzo, let's be honest, like, they are great. why you got them to lose to the Shining Stars. That went nowhere.
That went absolutely nowhere.
And now they're in another match, and it's like, oh great, they could win, but let's be honest, you're putting the guys who lost to the Shining Stars against two guys that should be tag team champions.
Exactly. So really, I'm scared to say this: the team that win, they're gonna go off to, they're gonna get built up. The team that lose, they're gonna fall off the face of the earth. And these are two great tag teams. I don't want to see either happen to that. I want to see them both go to the top.
Exactly.
Speaking of the tag team, you got New Day, the tag team champion, versus Sheamus and Cesaro. So pretty much Sheamus and Cesaro, I'm going to call them Team Hell No 2.0 because that's what it is. Now, I understand the reasoning, but you got to look at it. Daniel Bryan Kane, two different people, one big, one small, one a monster, and one the guy with the beard.
Yeah, high fly.
Exactly. And that's why I think it kind of works. They're two different people. Now, Cesaro and Sheamus, the big guys, they're really good wrestlers. These guys should be either fighting for world titles or the U.S. and the Intercontinental Champion. The fact that they're in a tag team doesn't make sense to me.
No, it doesn't. I mean, they're great together, they're making sense, but let's be honest. You guys spoiled it a little bit by just saying, okay, on Raw, we're going to have a non-tag team title match where obviously New Day loses. Every time you have a non-tag team title match that New Day has, let's be honest, they lose.
Oh, yeah.
And then when it goes to the pay-per-view, guess what happens?
They win! Yeah.
They somehow win. Gallows Anderson, that happened to, and let's be honest, you're probably going to do the same thing here. I will be shocked if you're going to let Cesaro and Sheamus win this close to you erasing Demolition as the longest tag team champions of all time.
Yeah.
Let's be honest, you're like, what, 30 days away? You're going to let the New Day go ahead, get past that, and you're going to let them then win at that point at Survivor Series or something.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's just the Raw Tag Team title had just fallen off the face of the earth.
That's my prediction.
It is. So, we got the Cruiserweight title. Match number 2 for the Cruiserweight title between T.J. Perkins and Brian Kendrick. Now, they had a great match in Hell in a Cell at Clash of Champions. Raw, Brian Kendrick did beat T.J. Perkins a few weeks ago to get that opportunity, but now it's like, I don't understand what the direction is going to be. I think Perkins is going to retain the title, but then what do you do with Kendrick after?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, also with the little desperation of Brian Kendrick, maybe he's trying to get into his mind a bit by saying, please let me win, but let's be honest, Brian, like, we love you to bits, we think
Absolutely.
You're great, it's great that you've come back, and we've seen that friendship with Daniel Bryan, so everyone looks at you as like another sort of Daniel Bryan, in a way, but you've had your chance, you need to take a step back for a little bit, build up again, show your dominance through the cruiserweights.
Maybe have some other cruiserweights come in, have build it up, and then put Brian Kendrick back. Because we see they did a great job with the Dean Ambrose, AJ Styles feud, putting John Cena in, then removing him, so they can build this up. But really, just putting Brian Kendrick and T.J. Perkins back in the match, it's just TJ's gonna win, and then the question is, where does Brian go from here?
Exactly.
All right, so one of the big 3 Hell in a Cell matches that'll be happening at Hell in a Cell. We got Roman Reigns defending that U.S. title against Rusev.
And that's all we can really say.
Exactly.
We know what the outcome's going to be. Reigns will win. That's our prediction. Well, my prediction anyway.
I think so too. The point is, this match, you got the cell. What is the impact going to be? Pretty much with this cell, it's going to be like this. One man's going to walk on his own. The other man will not be able to walk on his own. So
that's what
that
it should
had to end
be.
it.
Yeah, that should be. I mean, this has the potential to be a show stealer, but they really need to make it like crazy stupid. Like, you need Roman Reigns to be using the cage and breaking the cage and stuff to make it that.
And we need to see, I want to see a vicious, more uglier side out of Rusev that we haven't seen. There's been signs and little coming to that, but I want to see the most vicious side of the Rusev that when if he does win this match, we know why. This guy, he is a badass.
Exactly. Moving on.
We got the first ever Hell in a Cell match between two divas, Charlotte versus Sasha Banks for the Raw Women's Championship. Now, I'm excited, but I'm scared for these two ladies' well-being. Ziggy, explain why. I just don't...
He can't say anything right now because he's just kind of not being able to put the words together.
Fair enough.
Simply put, the way we're putting it is, you saw Mick Foley on Raw. He was basically putting it out and laying it out on the line. Like Mick Foley's career pretty much came to a very short amount of time in WWE because of the Hell in a Cell matches. So he's scared for them, and that makes sense. You have two great athletes that are really at the top of their game. Athletically, they're amazing. We've seen Charlotte do a twisting corkscrew moonsault off the top turnbuckle to the floor.
Don't do it, please. I'm begging you. You're going to hurt yourself and Sasha.
Like,
It's
don't
not
do that off
worth
the top
it.
of the cage. Just don't do that. Charlotte, just don't do it.
Please.
You're good, but
Don't
just
make me tell Rick.
He doesn't know Rick, but still. Same with Sasha. Like, I mean, you've got back issues, Sasha. We all know that. You've had that problem. I'm hoping it's 100%, but still.
You're better now.
Don't do the suicide dives or like a spear through the cage or something.
Like, please. I'll tell Snoop Dogg. But I know him.
Again, he doesn't know him, and he's probably scared of him.
I'm kind of him.
Yeah, but good luck to you girls. And you know what?
You're gonna steal the show. You're gonna make history. There's no doubt about it. You're gonna make history. You will steal the show. We just hope you ladies don't get hurt.
Exactly.
Now, the final one, we got Kevin Owens defending against Seth Rollins for the Universal Championship. Now, this one, I understand the purpose of we saw Chris Jericho coming out, Stephanie McMahon calling out a ref so casually and calm. I understand it, but I think this can go a little bit direction. I think they could have done the triple threat match because we've seen on Raw, there's been a little rift between Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho. So it's interesting to see. And also, Rollins just got hurt, so I guess the question is, how healthy is Seth Rollins at this point? He had maybe wrestled 2 matches?
That's true. Yeah, no, very true. I mean, we're going with the prediction that Kevin Owens will win.
With the help of Triple H, my prediction is we're going to see him somehow getting involved, either opening the cage door or giving Owens a sledgehammer to hit Rollins in the head.
Exactly. So the only way I can see Seth Rollins winning, and it's not that I'm taking anything away from him, we know he's great, is potentially Triple H showing up, distracting, throwing the sledgehammer in. Kevin Owens going for the sledgehammer hit, misses Seth, probably hits Jericho. That causes that rift between those two.
I think that will happen, actually.
Which probably will happen. But then that's where Seth may be able to take advantage and win. That's the only way I can see Seth winning.
If that does happen where Owens does hit Jericho by incidental, I do believe you're going to see that main event for the Universal Championship at Survivor Series in Toronto, Canada, where we have a Canadian icon in Chris Jericho and one of Canada's rising sons and wrestlers in Kevin Owens.
I'm going to go one extra further. My prediction actually for Survivor Series will be a triple threat match.
Triple threat match. I like
I'm going to say it's going to be those two, and it's going to be the match that should have happened at Hell in a Cell with Seth Rollins. But here's the kicker, because they do this to Canadians all the time, and we know this. Montreal Screwjob, I'm not going to go there, but still. But every time they have something in Canada, something stupid happens. So I have a feeling...
something did happen stupid last time. The Undertaker got screwed.
That as well. So let's be honest here. Probably what's going to happen is we're going to see Seth Rollins at Survivor Series pin Jericho for the title. Pinning one of the Canadians and making Canada upset again.
Or we're going to see Owens pinning Jericho to keep the title.
Or that. But that will be fine because it's Canadian.
I know. Fine. We'll see that, but a lot of good things are happening. Like we said, we got Goldberg, we got Lesnar coming up. Big thing there. Survivor Series coming up. We have some rumbling matches coming up there. We'll get more into that later.
Let's feel things with that. And wait, one more thing. We forgot. It's good to see Mickie James back.
Oh, yeah. Hey, yeah, Mickie James is back in NXT.
It's good to see. I mean, we don't know if it's a full-time contract, but we hope you give Oxta a bit of a butt kicking that she needs.
It's going to be a great match. I remember her and Trish Stratus match at WrestleMania 22 in Chicago. Really great match. So there's no doubt about it. These two ladies are going to tear the house down in Toronto before Survivor Series.
And again, guys, leave some comments down below and subscribe somewhere over there.
We will be making a Facebook page. We're hoping to have it this weekend.
He is.
I am. So yeah, so we're going to have that coming up. We wish you guys all a great night, a great weekend. Tune into Hell in a Cell. Leave any feedback or comments, what you want to see. Lots happened in the world of WWE. We know that much, and it's a busy time. We're kind of happy. Have a good night. I'm Randy Dillon.
I'm Segie Chatwell.
Enjoy, ladies and gentlemen.